Okay, good morning again, members of the committee, Bids and Awards Committee of Tacloban City District Engineering Office. We are about to conduct public bidding of infrastructure project for 2025 and 2026. So, but before we start, we have a roll call for our members. Secretariat, please, for the roll call.
Mr. Charlie, we now come to the roll call. Please acknowledge once your name is mentioned. Vice Chairperson Charlie D. Campi.
Present.
Members for Civil Works, Charlie A. Balyon. Present. Leia M. Perez.
Present.
Brunel Y. Abril.
Present.
And I am June A. Chu, who is on leave. Mr. Charlie, for today's opening of bids for Civil Works, 4 members are present and 1 is on leave.
So 4 out of 5 members. So the committee is informed. To continue with our proceedings for today, for contract ID number 25, IM 0087, there's no bidder. No bidder. So we'll go into the next 25 IM 0088. Rehabilitation approved, Barangay 89, San Jose, Tacloban City, with approved budget for the contract of 3,563,881 pesos and 72 centavos. To the contract duration is 61 calendar days. So, for the first bidder, pipeline, builders and sales. Before I forgot, I just want to acknowledge who are watching us via YouTube. I forgot to mention. Open. For the award criterion on this project is not calculated to be. Or hardline builders and sales, certificate of purchase and registration, platinum membership, valid until March 28, 2026. A DTI certificate is valid until September 24, 2029. Mayor's permit is valid until December 31, 2025. Tax clearance is valid until November 27, 2026. Audited financial statement filed as April 30, 2025. Pickup registration is valid until July 1, 2027. Okay na. So, let's check for the civil works application of hardline builders and sales. For the pickup license, valid until July 1, 2027. Pickup registration is valid until May 31, 2027. Work experience pass, NFCC pass. For the mayor's permit of hardline builders and sales, valid until December 31, 2025. DTI SEC CDA is valid until September 24, 2029. VIR tax clearance is valid until November 27, 2026. Purchase registration is valid until March 20, 2026. So hardline construction, hardline builders and sales is eligible. For the technical documents of hardline builders and sales, omnibus word statement present, design and authorized. Organizational chart present. Uniform. List of key personnel present. List of equipment on orders for the project present. List of contractors' minimum material testing equipment. To be assigned to the contract, present. Omnibus for statement. Present, design, and notarized. So, hardline builders and sales is declining. For the financial proposal of hardline builders and sales. Bid form present. Bill of quantities present. Summary of bid prices present. Detailed estimate present. Cash flow by quarter present. Bid amount in words 3,455,254 pesos and 90 centavos. 3,455,254 pesos and 90 centavos. No discount override. For the next bidder, Everbill Construction. For the eligibility check of Everbuild Construction, certificate of Wilship's registration, platinum membership, valid until April 29, 2026. DTI certificate is valid until July 3, 2030. Mayor's permit is valid until December 31, 2025. Tax clearance is valid until July 22, 2026. Audited financial statement filed as April 29, 2025. Pickup license is valid until March 16, 2026. To check the civil works application of Everbuild Construction, pickup license is valid until March 16, 2026. Pickup registration is valid until March 16, 2027. Work experience, field. Work experience, field. So, the work experience field. Everbuild construction is not eligible. Wait a minute. So whoever built construction is not eligible due to SLCC. Okay. Any more here? For contract ID number 25, item 0088, two contractors submitted, and the lowest bidder is Hardline Builders and Sales, with amount of 3,455,254 pesos and 90 centavos, subject for post verification. Next budget. Next project is repair rehabilitation of classroom BNG Memorial School, Tacloban City, Leyte. Approved budget for the contract is 14,327,351 pesos and 61 centavos. For the contract duration is 224 calendar days. For the first bidder, Hardline Builders and Sales. For the first bidder. Eligibility check for the Hardline Builders and Sales. Certificate of registration, platinum membership, valid until March 28, 2026. DTI certificate is valid until September 24, 2029. Mayor's permit is valid until December 31, 2025. Tax clearance is valid until November 27, 2026. Audited financial statement filed as April 30, 2025. Pickup registration is valid until July 1, 2027. So, the check of the civil works application of hardline builders sales. From the civil work application, Pickup license is valid until July 1, 2027. Pickup registration is valid until May 31, 2027. Work experience pass, LFCC pass. Mayor's permit is valid until December 31, 2025. DTI SEC registration is valid until September 24, 2029. BIR tax clearance certificate is valid until November 27, 2026. Cruises registration is valid until March 28, 2026. So hardline construction, hardline builders and sales is eligible. For the technical documents of hardline builders, omnibus form statement, present, uniform, duly signed and notarized, organizational chart, present, list of key personnel, present, list of equipment, present, pledge to the number, present, list of minimum material testing equipment to be assigned to the manor, present, omnibus form statement, uniform, duly signed and notarized. So, hardline builders and sales is complying. For the financial proposal, please. Financial component of hardline builders and sales. Bid form, present. Bill of quantities, present. Summary of the prices, present. Detailed estimate, present. Cash flow by quarter, present. Bid amount in words, 13,892,410 pesos and 3 centavos. 13,892,410 pesos and 3 centavos. No discount offer. For the next bidder, Silk and Steel Construction. Eligibility check for silk and steel construction, certificate of registration, platinum membership, valid until March 26, 25, 2026. PTI certificate is valid until May 8, 2028. Mayor's permit is valid until December 31, 2025. Tax clearance is valid until May 21, 2026. Audited financial statement filed last April 2, 2025. Pickup license is valid until August 14, 2026. To check the second still in the civil works application, pickup license is valid until August 14, 2026. Pickup registration is valid until March 23, 2028. Work experience pass, NFCC pass. Mayor's permit is valid until December 31, 2025. DTI is valid until May 8, 2028. Bigay tax skill certificate is valid until May 21, 2026. Project registration is valid until March 25, 2026. Self-concealed construction is eligible. Check it. For the technical documents of self-concealed construction, with securing declaration, uniform, design and notarized, contractors organizational chart for the contract present, list of contractors key personnel to be assigned to the contract present, list of contractors equipment pledged to the contract present, list of material testing equipment present, omnibus form statement, new form, design and notarized. Self and steel construction, is complying. For the financial proposal of certain skill construction, bid for present, summative prices present, bill of quantities present, detailed estimate present, cash flow by quarter present. The amount in words 13,895,551 pesos and 88 centavos. 13,895,551 pesos and 88 centavos. No discount offer. Next bidder. Next bidder is Villages Construction and Supply.
Construction and supply. For the eligibility check of Villages Construction and Supplies, Certificate of Villages Registration, Platinum Membership, valid until September 29, 2026. DTI certificate is valid until January 15, 2029. Mayor's permit is valid until December 31, 2025. Audited tax clearance is valid until September 8, 2026. Audited financial statement is valid until April 2, 2025. Pickup license is valid until February 26, 2026. To check the civil works application result for the Villages Construction and Supplies. Pickup license is valid until February 26. 2026. Pickup registration is valid until August 1, 2028. Work experience pass, NFCC pass. Mayor's permit is valid until December 21, 2025. DEI is valid until January 15, 2029. VIR tax clearance is valid until September 8, 2026. Emergency registration is valid until September 29, 2026. So, bridges, construction, and supply is eligible. This is okay. For the technical documents, bridges, construction, and supply, basic hearing declaration, new form, design and notarize, organizational chart present, list of contractors, key personnel to be assigned to the contract present, list of contractors' equipment to be assigned to the contract present, list of contractors' minimum material testing equipment present. Omnibus swerve statement, uniform, design and authorize. So, bridges, construction, and supply is complying. For the for the financial proposal, bridges, construction, and supply. Bid form, new form present. Bill of quantities present. Summary of bid prices present. Detailed estimate present. Cash flow by quarter present. With amount in words, 12,632,146 pesos and 50 centavos. 12,632,146 pesos and 50 centavos. The discount offered and the methodology for their application, 10% of the bid amount. So 10% of the bid amount. Distribute the 10% of pavilion. So discounted bid amount is 11,368,931 pesos and 85 centavos. Discounted amount is 11,368,931 pesos and 85 centavos. Next bidder, please. Next bidder is Everbuild Construction.
Under the stairs.
For Evergreen Construction, Certificate of Egypt's registration, platinum membership, valid until April 29, 2026. DTI certificate is valid until July 3, 2030. Mayor's permit is valid until December 31, 2025. Tax clearance is valid until July 22, 2026. Audited financial statement filed as April 29, 2025. Liquor license is valid until March 15, 2026. Check the overbuild in the civil works application. Civil works application result. Pickup license is valid until March 16, 2026. Pickup registration is valid until March registration. March 16, 2026. March 16, 2027. Work experience pass, NFCC pass. Mayor's permit is valid until December 31, 2025. DTI is valid until July 3, 2030. BIR tax clearance certificate is valid until July 22, 2026. Concepts registration is valid until April 29, 2026. Everbuild construction is eligible. Okay. For the technical documents of Everbuild construction, bid security declaration, form, signed and authorized. Contractors organizational chart present. Contractors list of key personnel for the contract present. List of contractors, major construction and laboratory equipment to be assigned the contract present. Omnibus or statement, new form, design and authorized. So Everbuild construction is complying. For the financial proposal, second. For the financial component of Everbuild construction, bid form, Present. Bill of quantities, present. Daily estimate, present. Summary prices, present. Cash flow by quarter, present. With amount in words, 14,227,233 pesos and 28 centavos. 14,227,233 pesos and 28 centavos. The discount offered and the methodology for their application is 16%. 16%. Percent ang what?
Ang discount.
Sa bid amount? 16% ang bid amount. 11 million, discounted amount is 11,950,875 pesos and 96 centavos. Discounted amount is 11,950,875 pesos and 96 centavos. For contract ID number 25, I am 0089. 4 bidders have bid, and the lowest is Builders, Construction, and Supplies in the amount of 11,368,931 pesos and 85 centavos. 11,368,931 pesos 85 centavos. Subject to cost qualification. For the next contract ID number is 25 IM 0090. For 25 IM 0090, construction of multipurpose building, training facilities,
804 Community Defense Center. 8 Regional Community Defense Group, Reserve Command, Tacloban City. The full budget for the contract is 14,850,000. For the duration is 261 calendar days. For the first bidder, is Pilsan Construction. Pilsan Construction. Eligibility check or Pilsan Construction. Certificate of Builders Registration, Platinum Membership, valid until May 14, 2026. The DTI certificate is valid until January 19, 2027. Mayor's permit is valid until December 31, 2025. Tax clearance is valid until February 20, 2026. Audited financial statement filed last March 13, 2025. Pickup license is valid until April 13, 2026. To check the civil work application of Pilsan Construction. Pickup license is valid until April 13, 2026. Pickup registration is valid until April 1, 2028. Work experience pass, NFCC pass. Mayor permit is valid until December 31, 2025. DTI is valid until January 19, 2027. VR Experience Certificate is valid until February 20, 2026. Pilsan's registration is valid until May 14, 2026. Pilsan Construction is eligible. For the technical proposal or technical documents of Pilsan Construction, bill securing declaration, new form, design and analyze, organizational chart, present, list of key personnel, present, list of contractors' equipment pledged to the contract, present, list of contractors' minimum material testing equipment to be assigned to the contract, present, omnibus record statement, new form, duly signed and notarized. Pilsan Construction is compliant. The financial proposal For the financial proposal of Citizen, bid form, and new form, present. Bill of quantities, present. Summary of bid prices, present. Detailed estimate, present. Cash flow order, present. The amount in words, 14,799,941 pesos and 48 centavos. 14,799,941 pesos and 48 centavos. The discount offered at the methodology for their application is 15%. 5%. 5%. 5%. 5% of what? You know? 5% of Tilsan? Five percent of the amount. Discounted with amount is 14,059,944 pesos and 41 centavos. 14,059,944 pesos and 41 centavos. Next bidder, please. Next bidder is Everbuild Construction. For eligibility check for Everbuild Construction, skill certificate of business registration, platinum membership, valid until April 29, 2026. BPI certificate is valid until July 3, 2030. Mayor's permit is valid until December 21, 2025. Tax clearance is valid until July 22, 2026. Audited financial statement filed as April 29, 2025. Pickup license is valid until March 16, 2026. We check the civil works application result of Everville. Pickup license is valid until March 16, 2026. Pickup registration is valid until March 16, 2027. For experience pass, NFCC pass. Mayor's permit is valid until December 31, 2025. DTI is valid until July 3, 2030. Via tax clearance certificate is valid until July 22, 2026. Field jobs registration is valid until April 29, 2026. So, Everville construction is eligible. For the technical documents of Everville, bid securing declaration, present in uniform, design and notarized, organizational chart for the contract, present, list of contractors, key personnel for the contract, present, list of made of contractors to major construction and laboratory equipment to be assigned to the contract, present. Omnibus short statement, uniform, design and notarized. So, Everville construction is complying. For the essential proposal, is for the potential component of Everville construction, with form, present, in new format, new form. With authorities, present. Summary of bid prices, present. Detailed estimate, present. Cash flow by quarter, present. With amount in words, 14,743,731 pesos and 94 centavos. 14,743,731 pesos and 94 centavos. The discount offered and the methodology for their application is 17%. 17%. 10% of the amount. 17% of the amount. Another computation. Discounted amount is okay. The discounted amount is 12,237,000 297 pesos and 51 centavos. 12,237,297 pesos and 51 centavos. Next bidder, please. Next bidder is Excel Series Builders, General Engineering and General Building. For the technical documents of XLC's delivers, pre-security declaration, report, design and authorize. Yung security check of XLC's certificate of friendship registration, platinum membership, valid until November 10, 2026. DTI certificate is valid until July 30, 2026. Mayor's permit is valid until December 31, 2025. Tax clearance is valid until October 7, 2026. Audited financial statement is valid until audited financial statement filed last April 28, 2025. Legal license is valid until January 30, 2027. To check the civil works application result, XLC's builders pickup license is valid until January 30, 2027. Pickup registration is valid until May 10, 2027. Work experience pass, NFCC pass. Mayor's permit is valid until December 31, 2025. DTI is valid until July 30, 2026. BIR tax clearance certificate is valid until October 7, 2026. Terms of registration is valid until November 10, 2026. So, XLC's builders is eligible. For the
technical documents of exercise builders, basic security declaration, review form, design and authorize, organizational chart, present, list of key personnel, present, list of contractors, major construction equipment, inside the contract, present, minimum material testing equipment, present, tapos, omnibus source statement, review form, design and authorize. So, excellencies, builders, is confirming. For the financial component of excellencies, builders, bid form, review form, present, bid construct, bid price is present, bid of quantities, present, detailed estimate, present, cash flow by quarter, present. In amount in words, 13,500,000 pesos only. 13,500,000 pesos only. No discount only. Next bidder. Next bidder is Samarinian Construction and Development Corporation.
Eligibility check for sa Marine Infrastructure and Development Corporation. Certificate of Insurance Registration Latin Membership valid until January 15, 2026. For the SAC certificate registration date is February 15, 2017. The SAC certificate number of CS 201705460. Mayor's permit is valid until December 31, 2025. Tax clearance is valid until September 18, 2026. Audited financial statement filed last April 3, 2025. Pickup license is valid until October 7, 2026. To check the CWA application result for Samarinian Construction and Development Corporation. Pickup license is valid until October 7, 2026. Pickup registration is valid until April 24, 2028. Work experience pass, NFCC pass. Mayor's permit is valid until December 31, 2025. DTI is valid until February 15, 2067. BIR tax clearance certificate is valid until September 18, 2026. Purchase registration is valid until January 15, 2026. So, sa Marine Construction and Development Corporation is eligible. For the technical documents of the Marine Construction and Development Corporation, basic during declaration, present, uniform, judicial and notarized, organizational for the contract, present, list of contractors, key personnel to be assigned to the contract, present, list of contractors, major construction equipment to be assigned to the contract, present, list of contractors meaning to material testing equipment to be assigned to the contract, present. Omnibus sworn statement, in uniform, design and notarized, secretary's certificate, present. So, sa Marine Construction and Development Corporation, it is for for the financial proposal of Samarinian Construction and Development Corporation, bid form, present, new form,
Bill of quantities, present. Summary of bid prices, present. Detailed estimate, present. Cash flow by quarter, present. With amount in words, 14,836,457 pesos and 66 centavos. 14,836,457 pesos and 66 centavos. No discount over. For contract ID number 25, IN 0090, 4 bidders submit, and the lowest is Everfield Construction in the amount of 12,237,297 pesos and 51 centavos. Subject for verification. Next contract. Next contract is 26 IM 001 0001. Construction of multipurpose building, covered court, Group 4, Mercyville, Barangay Biit, Tacloban City, Leyte. Approved budget for the contract is 7,950,000 pesos. For the contract duration is 165 calendar days. Okay, bidder? So, no bidder for this project. The next project is 26 IM 0002, construction of multipurpose building, covered court, Sangkahan National High School, Tacloban City. Approved budget for the contract is 9,900,000 pesos. Contract duration is 177 calendar days. Before we open our bid, let me first read supplemental bulletin number 2. Republic of the Philippines, Department of Public Works and Highways, Tacloban City, District Engineering Office, New Bus Terminal, Barangay 91, Tacubay, Tacloban City. Supplemental bulletin number 2, issued December 15, 2025. Subject: amendment or revision of contract name or contract ID number 26 IM 0002. This supplemental bulletin number 2 is issued to amend provisions in the bidding documents BDS for above stated contract as follows. Contract provision of BDS for construction of multipurpose building, covered court, Barangay Sangkahan, covered court, Sangkahan National High School, Tacloban City. Amended provision, construction of multipurpose building, covered court, Sangkahan National High School, school ID 303666, Tacloban City. So you should have to add the school ID of this title, of the title of this budget. This supplemental bulletin shall form an integral part of the said bidding documents. For guidance and information, all concerned shall be appealed by Vice Bank Chairperson. Signed. To continue with our bidding,
Our first bidder is Bridges Construction and Supply.
Tapos sa high school.
After high school.
After high school. Tapos na Florence City. Meron pa Florence City. First leader, Francis. Dulu kita lihat, okay, jadi mau eligibility check for Bridges Construction and Supplies. Certificate of Bridges Registration, Platinum Membership, valid until September 29, 2026. DPI certificate is valid until January 15, 2029. 3 years permit is valid until December 31, 2025. Tax clearance is valid until September 8, 2026. Audited financial statement and last April 2, 2025. Pickup license is valid until February 26, 2026. To check, at the DPWH application is all, Bridges Construction and Supply. Pickup license is valid until February 26, 2026. Pickup registration is valid until August 1, 2028. Work experience, pass, NFC pass. Mayor's permit is valid until December 31, 2025. BPI is valid until January 15, 2029. BR tax clearance certificate is valid until September 8, 2026. Bridges registration is valid until September 29, 2026. So Bridges Construction and Supply is eligible. For the technical documents of Bridges Construction and Supply, bid security declaration, the new form, the design and notarized, organizational chart, present, list of contractors, key personnel to be assigned to the contract, present, list of contractors, major construction equipment to be assigned to the contract, present, list of minimum material testing equipment to be assigned to the contract, present, omnibus storage statement, new form, design and notarized. Bridges Construction and Supply is complying. For the financial proposal, Bridges is approved.
For the financial proposal of Villages Construction and Supply, bid form, present. The new form, bill of quantities, present. Summary of bid prices, present. Detailed estimate, present. Cash flow by quarter, present. So, bid amount in words, 8,871,384 pesos and 28 centavos. 8,871,384 pesos and 28 centavos. The discount offered and methodology for an application is 10% of bid amount. 10% of bid amount. So the discounted amount is 7,984,245 pesos and 85 centavos. 7,984 pesos, 1,245 pesos, 85 centavos. 2,984,245 pesos, 85 centavos. Next figure, please. Next bidder is Everbuild Construction. Everbuild Construction. I'm gonna say what we see now. Mostly the bus. Pero po kasi hindi. Eligibility check for Everbuild Construction. Certificate of Project Registration, Batting Membership, valid of the April 29, 2026. DPI certificate is valid until July 3, 2020. Mayor permit is valid until December 31, 2025. Tax clearance is valid until July 22, 2026. Audited financial statement filed last April 29, 2025. Pickup license is valid until March 16, 2026. To check the civil works application results of Everbuild Construction. Pickup license is valid until March 16, 2026. Pickup registration is valid until March 16, 2027. Work experience pass, NFCC pass. Mayor's permit is valid until December 31, 2025. DTI is valid until July 3, 2030. BIR tax clearance certificate is valid until July 22, 2026. Purchase registration is valid until April 29, 2026. So Everbuild Construction is eligible. For the technical documents of Everbuild Construction. Everbuild Construction. bid security declaration in new form, duly signed and authorized. Contractors organizational chart present. Contractors, key personnel to be assigned to the contract present. List of contractors will ensure the construction of the laboratory equipment to be assigned to the contract present. Omnibus sworn statement in due form. Duly signed and authorized. However, construction is complying. For the financial component of Everbuild construction, weak form, present, in new format. Bill of quantities, present. Summary of the prices, present. Detailed estimate, present. Cash flow by quarter, present. The amount in words, 9,800,000. 50 pesos and 17 centavos. 9,800,000. 50 pesos and 17 centavos. The discount offered in the methodology for the application, 17%. 20% off.
70% of bid amount.
Bid amount. 17% of bid amount. Okay. Discounted bid amount is 8,134,041 pesos and 64 centavos. 8,124,041 pesos and 64 centavos. Next bidder, Silk and Steel Construction. Silk and Steel. So for the eligibility check of Silk and Steel Construction, certificate of purchase registration, capital membership, valid until March 25, 2022. DTI certificate is valid until May 8, 2028. Mayor's permit is valid until December 31, 2025. Tax clearance is valid until May 21, 2026. Audited financial statement filed last April 2, 2025. Pickup license is valid until August 14, 2026. Check the result of civil works application of self and steel construction. Pickup license is valid until August 14, 2026. Pickup registration is valid until March 23, 2028. Work experience pass, MCC pass. Mayor's permit is valid until December 51, 2025. DTI is valid until May 8, 2025. DIFX clearance is valid until May 21, 2026. Future registration is valid until March 25, 2026. Second steel construction is the uniform, design of the times, contractors organizational chart for the contract present. List of contractors key personnel to be assigned to the contract present. List of contractors equipment pledged to the contract present. List of material testing equipment to be assigned to the contract present. Omnibus form statement, uniform, present, redesign, and prototypes. Self and steel construction is complying. With the financial proposal of Self and steel construction, uniform, present, uniform, bill of quantities, present, scale estimate, present, summary of the prices, present, cash flow by quarter, present. The amount is 9,503,106 pesos and 86 centavos. 9,503,106 pesos and 86 centavos. No discount open. Next bidder, hardline, builders, and sales. For the eligibility check, hardline, builders, and sales, certificate of friendships and registration to attend the membership valid until March 28, 2026. DTI certificate is valid until September 24, 2029. Mayor's permit is valid until December 31, 2025. Tax clearance is valid until November 27, 2026. Audited financial statement filed last April 30, 2025. Pickup license is valid until July 1, 2027.
To check the civil works application result of hardline builders sales. Pickup license is valid until July 1, 2027. Pickup registration is valid until May 31, 2027. Work experience pass, LFCC pass. Mayor's permit is valid until December 31, 2025. DTI is valid until September 24, 2029. DIR tax clearance certificate is valid until November 27, 2026. Field of registration is valid until March 28, 2026. So hardline builders sales is eligible. For the technical documents of hardline builders sales, insecurity declaration, uniform, design and notarized, organizational chart, present, list of contractors, key personnel to be assigned to the contract, present, list of equipment owned or list pledged to the proposed contract, present, list of contractors minimum material testing equipment to be assigned to the contract, present. Omnibus word statement, in the new form, design and notarized. So hardline builders and sales is complying. For the financial component of hardline builders and sales, bid form present, bill of quantities present, summary bid prices present, detailed estimates present, cash flow by quarter present, with amount in words 8,909,506 pesos and 61 centavos. 8,909,506 pesos and 61 centavos. For the next bidder, Caprincilio R Design and Builders. feasibility check for CAP, Insignia, art, design, and builders. Certificate of Municipal Registration, Platinum Membership, valid until December 12, 2026. DTI certificate is valid until October 19, 2027. Mayor's permit is valid until December 31, 2025. Tax clearance is valid until October 9, 2026. Audited financial statement filed last April 14, 2025. Pickup license is valid until January 9, 2026. Check of the civil works application result of Caprancilio, Caprincilio Art Design and Builders. Pickup license is valid until January 9, 2026. Pickup license is valid until September 23, 2027. Work experience pass, NFCC pass. Mayor's permit is valid until December 31, 2025. DTI is valid until October 19, 2027. BR tax clearance certificate is valid until October 9, 2026. PhilJobs registration is valid until December 12, 2026. Capital City Art Design Builder is eligible. For the technical documents of Caprincilio, Art Design Builders, bids, scheduling declaration is in the old format, old form. So, as indicated in the instruction to bidders to use the new form, so this old form is non-compliant. So can you put next bidder, NFDM Construction. eligibility check for NFBM construction, certificate of field registration, platinum membership, valid until January 15, 2026. DTR certificate is valid until February 7, 2029. Mayor's permit is valid until December 31, 2025. Tax clearance is valid until December 10, 2026. Audited financial statement. Date of filing is April 3, 2025. Pick-up license is valid until October 12, 2026. To check the result of civil works application, NFPM construction. Pick-up license is valid until October 12, 2026. Pick-up registration is valid until October 12, 2026. Work experience, pass, NFCC pass. Mayor's permit is valid until December 31, 2025. DTI is valid until February 7, 2029. BR tax clearance certificate is valid until December 10, 2026. Business registration is valid until January 15, 2026. So, NFBM construction is eligible. For the technical documents of NFBM construction, bid securing declaration, present, the new format, design authorized, organizational chart for contract, present. List of contractors, key personnel, present. List of minimum material testing laboratory equipment to be assigned to the contract, present. List of list of major equipment to be assigned to the contract, present. Tapos list of minimum material testing equipment to be assigned to the contract, present. Omnibus source statement in the new format, verified and authorized. So NFBM construction is complying. The financial proposal of NFBM construction, bid form, bid form in the new format, present. Bill of quantities, present. Detailed estimate, present.
Summary, bit-wise materials, lesson. Cash flow by partner. Person. The amount in words. $8,011,314 and 29 centavos. 8,011,314 pesos and 29 centavos. No discount offered. So our contract ID number 26 INFRA 6 bidders submitted their bid, and the lowest is Bridges Construction and Supply in the amount of 7,984,245 pesos and 85 centavos, subject for post qualification. Any comment? Any motion?
To close the bidding contract.
There's a move to close and bidding started. So the bidding is